everyone. Welcome to our Tech Insider update for February 2022. Appreciate everybody who's attending. Those who've attended this many times, welcome, and those who are new, we're glad you're here with us.
All right, kind of circling back into some Dynamics 365 customer engagement. So there's a couple big things that I wanted to talk about. One of them is Teams integration. So this has been something that everyone's been clamoring for quite some time. And it's not so much just the Teams collaboration, which has been out for a while, where you can link a Teams channel to a specific record instead of Dynamics. It's a lot more powerful than that. You can actually have Teams chat pop-ups directly within Dynamics, and then you can also link conversations to Dynamics, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And then the next portion is related to Powerapps. So we are seeing an increasing number of use cases for leveraging Canvas apps and custom pages within Dynamics, as these are all kind of part of, they're replacing a lot of web parts and custom JavaScript that we used to do a lot more frequently, because a lot of them can be done directly with a Canvas app or a custom page. The limitation, however, is that as the Canvas apps became more complex, you could only have one person doing the editing in that Canvas app at a time. So there is some co-authoring features that are rolling out, as well as being able to put your Canvas apps in version control, which is also really big. So I will go to dive into a little bit further into the Teams collaboration. So this is what it's going to look. And what I'll say is that the preview is in March of this year. So I think that everyone should be kind of preparing for this, but this is kind of what the representation inside of Dynamics will look like with Teams integration. So as you can see that on this account, you can have a Teams flyout where you can link specific channels and or see recommended channels, conversations, channels, within Teams, and have those be recommended to you so that you can link them to the specific account. So if you are working collaboratively on a specific, let's say, account, lead, opportunity, case, also marketing email, you can have specific conversations directly associated to those records tied to your Dynamics 365 record. So it just makes it to where everything is kind of connected together. You are able to go pick up conversations where you left off. You're able to onboard additional people into those conversations and get them caught up to speed more quickly. And it's not just a one-to-one. You can have a series of chats and conversations about a specific account, a lead, an opportunity, and have those all tied to that record. So it is a one-to-many. And then the other big feature is that this isn't just so much linking chats, channels, etc., to Dynamics 365 accounts or records, but you can also directly from Dynamics have Teams chat pop-ups, to where I can click that link channel, I can get my chat pop-up, kind of similar to what Yammer looks like when you're inside of it, and then you can have continue that conversation about this record for those collaboration needs. So this has been something that people have been clamoring for quite some time, and it is. I'm happy to say that we're getting there. It's in preview in March, and I think that it's something that can be leveraged across almost all customers and clients, and there's a use case for it across the board. A couple other little tidbits is that it will it's available for the sales, customer service, and marketing modules currently. So if you have licenses and you are leveraging these modules, the record types that you can find within them, kind of like I mentioned, it could be marketing emails, anything in sales. You get your accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, and cases kind of being some of the big ones. So these can all be enabled for the Teams collaboration. And here's just a screenshot kind of showcasing the kind of what it looks like from both directions. The other part of the Teams collaboration is that what we're finding with customers and engagements is that everything's connected, and some people prefer to engage with their software systems in one location as opposed to the other. So let's say some people don't mind or they like being inside of Dynamics directly from the web browser. Some customers, hey, I just want to interact with my Dynamics records from within Teams, and you can do both, and it's the same experience, and you can kind of connect those together. So it kind of just another way to kind of connect your users with the information that they need in the manner in which they want to interact with their data. So a good example of this, just as far as a use case, would be customers that are looking for, internal IT support, where internal users are pinging them as far as, support that they're interested in, or, bugs or problems that they're having. And it could be tied to a specific, IT support channel that the whole organization has access to. That channel could have a Power Automate flow tied to it, which is creating cases. And you could have a different tab within that same channel that opens up Dynamics, and you can kind of see recent or open cases, so on and so forth. So just kind of an interesting use case that seems to be popping up, but that's kind of a way that we can kind of interact with this, is that users that are living in Teams, using Teams as a canvas, can still use Teams as a canvas and interact with all the data and have it be integrated across the board. All right, so Canvas app co-authoring. So kind of the big, kind of like what I talked about a little bit earlier, is that Canvas apps are becoming increasingly more prevalent within our customers, as far as the different ways that they're using them, kind of, simplifying experiences, having a, maybe a mobile Canvas app, across the board. And probably one of the big things that's kind of been a pain point that we have seen is that the inability to co-author a Canvas app. So that is coming. So I think that this is going to be big. You will no longer see that you are locked out, or if you use, multiple browser profiles or multiple machines, and you are getting locked out of your own Canvas app that you are editing. So I think this is going to be a big one. And then kind of talking a little bit more about the version control, is that it's nice to have that security for Canvas apps to be in version control. So if something goes wrong, Canvas apps are getting more complex, you are able to revert that more easily than you have been in the past. Because in the past, it would just be a matter of you take one of your old Canvas app solutions that you imported previously that was functioning, and then you can kind of re-import that. But now you can restore your Canvas app, and then get yourself back to a functioning state if in case you made some changes that broke functionality. There are a couple things to talk about with the Git version control, is that there's no options to merge or resolve merge conflicts within make.powerapps.com. So it will do an auto merge, and if there's more control that you need in that merge process, you can go directly to your source control, and then you can kind of resolve those conflicts there. The other good call out here is that this feature, as far as the Git version control, is not compatible with code components yet. So I didn't see that listed in the timeline, but they specifically called out that, if you have code components within your Canvas app, that is not going to be supported in Git version control. I hope that this comes soon, because that would probably be the #1 thing that you would actually want in your Git version control. But that's kind of the update from Microsoft. So I'm expecting that we'll have some more direction there as far as the code components. Next up, marketing. Microsoft is continuing to invest in Dynamics marketing and continue to roll out features that kind of build out its feature set and options that can be leveraged by marketing professionals. So one big one is that you can now configure marketing up with your SMS provider, example like Twilio. So that can be configured in Azure. You can set up a customer journey. So whatever the trigger point is, you can have it to where your customer journey, one of the outputs is that it is sending a text message to your segment and or marketing list customers. So the idea here is that you can send that text message, and now from within the customer journey, you can do keywords. So if somebody replies a specific phrase to your message, you can perform a different action or sub-action, kind of whatever you would like to do. So it's good to see that this feature is included. This is kind of how most things work nowadays, right? If you want to, stop receiving updates, you can text back stop or no. And now you can kind of feed different conversation elements to your customers that you are texting related to this customer journey. So I think that there's a lot of really cool use cases here from a transactional standpoint and to just a marketing standpoint as well. All right, and then as far as just kind of doing a lay of the land here, as far as different Dynamics 365 applications, we have, because obviously we tend to use a lot of terms here, but customer engagement generally refers to sales, marketing, field service, customer service, and project operations. Dynamics 365, we have customer voice, customer insights, sales insights, and customer service insights. Probably another thing that's good to know, it's not so much that came out this wave, but customer service insights is now included with the customer service enterprise license. So that's no longer a separate license, that's included in that specific license. So you can kind of get some additional Power BI reports, dashboards, and AI, and that just comes with it. And then next up, Powerapps. So Powerapps includes model-driven apps, Canvas apps, and Powerapps portals.